So we come back with first thing, just drop in here to Still Point. One of the amazing things they found about Still Point is that when you are in neutrality, you absorb more oxygen. People ask me, well, if you're not breathing, how do you get oxygen? Well, they studied someone running who was breathing, and then the yogi sitting. And while the person running was bringing in more oxygen, the yogi sitting had more oxygen in the cells. In other words, they absorb more oxygen. When you're relaxed and at ease, you absorb oxygen through your skin. There's oxygen in the blood. There's oxygen in the organs. It's all over. Everything here on this plane, in this planet, is oxygen. Oxygen is like in the ocean, it's water, and on Earth, it's oxygen. The more you relax, you get more oxygen. The more you're stressed, you breathe more, but you don't get any oxygen. So, you want good health? Rest here. See, every moment I take a moment to do Still Point, the more you acclimate with this. For now, people, when you first start, you sit. Each process could take 10, 15 minutes. If the more acclimated you become to it, when I do, I drop into Still Point. I might throw in a few things. But what I'm suggesting is that in between, when you're here sitting, when you go up to your room, take a moment, work it in. You know, like the new car, you get the new car, you take it for a drive, it's great, you get home, well then you start to play around and give it a try and figure out how it goes. And after a couple of weeks, you're the expert at it. That car is all yours, it's set. This process, same way. Almost at a certain point, you learn to cultivate being the quantum field. At a certain point, that quantum field, just like, the key here is fluidity of structures. It's structures here. And the last age, the last season, had certain structures, and the new season has new structures. Body is just a structure. If we're comfortable shifting the equation and dissolving this structure of the body, it dissolves into the next structure, what I call the quantum field, the energy that surrounds the body. Well, our seminars, the first step is to dissolve the body into the quantum field. Well, in my life a lot, I then take the quantum field and I dissolve the quantum field into the larger, called the Lotus or consciousness. Many traditions talk about the top of the crown. They call it the Lotus, the 1,000-petaled Lotus. Many different names. Called Sasrar, the Lotus that opens. In every tradition, you look. Every tradition has reference to the Lotus. Called the Lotus born. It's what many saints the world over are called Lotus born, meaning they descended from plane of consciousness. They came without karma to come and help our people. When I first start, I start people squeezing the muscle at the base, at the perineum. If the more you do it, and eventually, it's like this whole muscle where the perineal is, the whole sacral area goes kind of in, which brings the entire pelvic area kind of one big root muscle. And then it just drops in. And then it goes up and it gets the next. So until each of these areas, the whole system is now in this kind of holding in this neutral space. See if you notice that. Then the next, we're regaining flexibility and allowing these different plexuses. It's kind of like an instrument where each one can be out of tune. When each one's out of tune, they all have their own story going on. When each one starts to get tuned, first we tune the first one, and the first one gets strong, and what does it do? It now tunes the second one. And that to tune it, what do you ever play guitar where you go one way, then you go the other to hear each side, right? And then you tune it right in the middle. Say, oh yeah, there it is. That's it. It's in tune now. Well, that's all I'm doing with each plexus. The second one, tuned in. And the third one, squeeze in a little bit, out a little bit, and then hold, it dials right in. And the next one, all the way up through here. And then as they're all kind of like this, just gently relax it. Place the tongue on the roof. A little further back. All the way, I go all the way to the front of the mouth, and it's like, ah. Right, good. And then just kind of, I'm in this place right here, and it's like, I was going to say drop in a still point, yet I feel like there's this lotus essence just kind of all over. So some states, I'm in and I say, well, hold on, before I drop it back into still point, I'm just going to soak here. When I love a session with the laser or with quantize or with a still point process, where at the end I'm here, I'm still in my body, I'm still present, and I'm in this ocean of consciousness, this lotus, this essence. Does that feel nice? Anyone else experiencing that? It's like floating on a lotus cloud. Hey, you go in India, you go in China, you go in the Middle East, you study the esoteric texts. Can't tell you how many of them, you go check the Mayan, they're in these positions where they look like they're floating on a lotus. This lotus opens and from my perspective, each chakra is like a different, you ever see the lotus where it's got all the different petals all together? And when it starts to open, well, all the different layers of petals open. To me, all the different chakras are like little essence layers, lotus petals. And the key lotus happens up here. It opens. As it opens, we download, we open, and we express. Everyone has their own unique flower essence to share. To me, in this new season, we have new lotus. I experienced something different than the last season, the chakras that people discuss. I don't focus a lot on that. To me, there's a new essence lotus unfolding in this new season. And the reason I love to rest in still point is because to me, still point is the neutral essence, like the water that nourishes the opening and the flowering of this essence, of this lotus, of this expression of who we truly are as conscious beings.